For this week's video, we were asked to discuss the nonverbal communication based off of our favorite TV show or movie. For my TV show, I picked Grey's Anatomy, and the 4 nonverbal communicators I picked were gestures and body movements, facial expressions, tone or voice, and then space and environment. So the first one was gestures and body movements. So obviously this is a show about doctors and nurses, which means they try to keep it very professional. Another thing is it's very fast-paced. In reality, when you're at a hospital, everything is moving fast-paced. Doctors are running to patients, running to surgeries, running to emergencies. So the show is because of the doctors being fast-paced, it causes the show to be very fast-paced. So if you're not paying attention, you could miss something because the show is moving as fast as the doctors are moving. Another look at the gestures and body movements would be bad news. So that's kind of where the effect display comes in. If they're giving negative news to patients or family members, they have a more intimate connection with them, more intimate gestures. So whether it's a hand on their shoulder or holding their hands, relaying that information, it's the effect display. They're showing them that this is negative, but they did do everything they could, or that this is positive and this is good news. And you can kind of see that in the way that they present themselves or the way that they come down to tell you this information. Other than that, they keep it very professional. They're constantly shaking hands, and you can tell that they are very intelligent people, or they're portraying very intelligent people on the show. So they present themselves in a very confident, smart way. The next communicator I picked was facial expressions. So the facial expressions used are very basic on the show because, like I said, it is to be taken very professional. So you can tell when they are in the hospital is very professional, and then when they are outside and you're looking more at their personal lives, they're a lot more relaxed in the face, and they laugh a lot more and they smile a lot more than they do when they're in the hospital. When they're talking about like hard surgeries, you can tell in their face that they're very tense, and I think that the patients pick up on that. It also helps the audience a lot because as someone who watches this show, I have no idea what any of these surgeries are or the extent of them, how hard they are. So when I'm looking at them and looking at their face when they're talking about them, I can kind of tell that, oh, this is a hard surgery, or oh, they seem very relaxed and comfortable in the face. This must be easier, not so extensive. That's kind of where I look at the facial expressions. Another way is during surgery, since like I said, I have no idea what these surgeries are. When you see like a panic and their eyes get wide and they kind of panic a little bit in their face, then I know, oh, something's not going right. This isn't what's supposed to be happening. And so that's kind of where facial expressions help when they're communicating with the audience. The next one is tone of voice. For my example, for this one, I decided to pick a specific character, which is Dr. Paley. And Dr. Paley is often referred to by the interns as the Nazi because she's stern. Her voice is always stern with them. She's consistently serious, and that's because these are brand new doctors. They are fresh eyes. They consider them puppies. They refer to them as little puppies a lot in the show. So to me, that's how she keeps them trained, is that they need to take this serious. There's no joking around. You can tell in her tone of voice that she is very even pitched. There's no highs and lows to represent negative and positive. She's even pitched, and she takes this extremely serious so that when they're looking at her and observing her and learning from her, that they know, okay, she takes this serious, so do I. The last nonverbal communicator I picked was space and environment. When I think of space and environment, I use the 2 subcategories of space and environment, which was proxemics and then the territorial aspect of it. When looking at the proxemics, I decided that when talking to colleagues, they obviously are on a more personal level. A lot of the relationships in the show are very intertwined, so they take it out of the hospital. A lot of these doctors are married or dating or hooking up, something like that. So it's very personal or even intimate on that level. Is when they're close, face-to-face, they feel very comfortable. With patients, it's obviously more professional and distant. So that's how, when you look at the proxemics of things, it's how close and the distance they keep in between. And then the last one is territorial,